History is the art and culture of the Nok people, beneath bronze heads, Fulani empires that sprawled from the caliphates in Sokoto to the dusty lands of the Sudan, Yoruba monarchies and deities, Igbo republican systems of government, independent nations and civilizations, pre-colonization. History is the Royal Niger Company, the Queen's incursion into new territory, King Jaja of Okpobo, the King of Cocoa, spears raised, swords brandished, guns blazed, rebellious native chiefs vanquished. Indirect rule, 1914, amalgamation, North-South, Lugard, Niger area, Flora Shore, Nigeria. History is Awolowo, Azikiwe, Ahmadu Bello, the constitutions, 1956, Enahoro, the motion, independence, the birth of a promise and the abortion thereafter is history. History is British conducted elections that gave off the whiff of a rat. The 1963 census figures, the Southerners disputed the math. Nigeria is just a mere geographical expression. Awolowo said the suspicions couldn't be quelled, an experiment in nationhood flawed from the start. History is the horse tradings and the betrayals that followed. Yesterday's politicians whom today we remember swallowed tomorrow. Samuel Akintala's veiled alliance with the NPC. Obafemi Awolowo's unfeigned defiance of how things had come to be. The UPGA versus the NNDP 1965 Western Region elections. I won, no, we won, no, they won. Thugs, cudgels, guns, blood, bodies, death. Wild, wild, West. History is, hear me, chaos in the West, apprehension in the north, frustration in the east, a stirring in the army. History is 5 majors, no 9. In Zegu, no Kaduna, the sound of marching boots in the palace of the Sardauna. Operation Damisa, the 1966 coup tried to provide answers, but it only raised more questions. Who awakened the sword? Because it won't be returning to its shit soon. And the soldiers won't be returning to the barracks either. He that did of the nation teeters on the edge. Daughters of the east, beat your breast. Let your cries rend the skies. The blood of your sons wash the streets of Kano. The heads of your fathers roll down the hills of Zaria. The womb of your mothers give up your unborn cousins. Your general and his host have been slain in the west. It's July 1966. The north takes back its own pound of flesh. History is futile negotiations to forestall the coming madness. Aburi, the declaration at Ahiara, the launch of Biafra, the start of the war, and the end of millions of civilians, hundreds of thousands of children who died from Kwashoko. No victor, no vanquished. That was Gowon before the Igbos. On lingers the anguish. Time will fail me to tell of the fall of General Gowon, the Middle Belt conspiracy, Dimka, and the bullet to the head that extinguished the spark that was Muritalamu. Hamed. Enter General Olusegun Obasanjo. 1983, the Second Republic. History repeats itself. The UPN versus the NPN Ondo governorship elections. Widespread rigging, senseless mayhem, military interregnum. A chapter quickly closes on the Second Republic, and another opens with coups and counter-coups, ushering in Babangida with his economic theories imported from the West, sparking student riots and unrest, institutionalized corruption, a phantom election, its annulment and the deferment of hope. 93, Abacha, Abiola, 1998, death by tea, the Fourth Republic. Here we are, in a democracy that's anything but for the people, an economy controlled by political bandits and Western-trained technocrats, cocooned in high-rise glass houses, spinning abstract policies to alleviate widespread sufferings they can't feel. History is the rise and rise of an army of angry youths that can't deal with the long shadows of despair, the past cast on their future, fingers constantly on keypads, spewing venom, they swear revolution. Will they change the course of history? Yes. No. Maybe. History is what we forgot, what we must remember, what we must redefine for the sake of our children. Now, then, forever, what will you do? History is a desperate poet in search of his muse. This poem has gone on for too long. Sorry, folks, I didn't mean to bore you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was very good.
Thank you very much.
I'm envious of people like this who are able to play around with words and make sense of it. Just before we go now, just very quickly, you've given us a bit of a history.
Yeah.
Where do you think we'll be in 2015? A lot of people have said Nigeria will break up, Nigeria won't. What's your hope? What do you see?
Well, hope is a strong word, you know, in this context. But what I think, 2015, I think we would have to make a choice not between good and better, but between what is and a lesser evil. Because if we look at, you know, the political space as it is currently, we have very poor choices, you know, to pick from, between the APC, between the PDP. You see, one interesting thing is this. If you look at June 12, what June 12 symbolizes for me is that if Nigerians find someone who can communicate a preferred future to them, they'll be able to transcend primordial sentiments and vote for that person regardless of where he's from.
And religion
but
and all of that.
as we approach 2015, we don't have those kind of characters. So what are we doing? We are queuing up behind ethnic flags. So 2015, hope is a tall order, but I mean, it's all we have, so let's see how it goes.
Thank you very much, F.A. Paul-Azino. That was a very interesting poem. I'm going to get it from you before we get up the show today.
No problem, my pleasure.
When we come back, we have 3 guests in the house who are going to be taking us down memory lane where they were on June 12, 1993. We'll be right back after this.